Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back from the nursery. We went to Laguna Hills Nursery. I put a little B-roll what was there. Come on in, I can show you what we got. You want to get a close view? So we ended up getting a chocolate persimmon, and we ended up getting a coffee cake persimmon. So we just got back from the nursery. So I had a bucket of 5 gallons here. It's actually rainwater. You don't have to use rainwater. But we just happen to have rainwater from last year that I saved. We're going to go ahead and pre-soak them. All right, guys, we're pulling everything together for the planting. I'm pretty excited here. So if you guys have gophers, so I've been gardening for about 4 years now. I have not yet lost a tree to gophers. This is what I recommend. This is a little cage. You don't have to buy anything fancy. You don't have to go to a company. You don't got to spend any kind of fancy money. You go to Home Depot, you go to Lowe's, you go to a local hardware store. You get 3/4 inch cloth. If you want to come on in, I can show you. All it is a little 3/4 inch cloth you get in the garden center. You cut it up and then you tie it up with the same wire. It's galvanized wire that comes into, so it won't rust or anything. You can see on the bottom, nothing's going to come in. And I'll show you an example of the trees, what they look like when they get older. Cages for our persimmons here, our chocolate and coffee cake. And then I've got my little bucket. This is what I normally use for everything. And you need your shovel, of course. And then we're going to come over here. I can show you, this is just my little belt I use. We're just going to measure. You want to come in closer here and just see. So you want to see these two right here. These here are the same kind of variety, same kind of family. These are about 4 feet apart. 4 feet apart. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to come away from these here, and we're going to put these another 4 feet. So we're going to put one here, just a little circle, and then we're going to put this one about another 4 feet. If you want to scroll that way, we got another one over here. So we'll put this on another 4 feet, and then we'll put the persimmons about 2 feet apart. So I'm going to make my little holes with my foot, and then we'll come back and I'll show you when the hole's dug. The soil, there's a lot of wood chip. It's pretty good. I'll show you if you come over here. So this is the actual dirt that came out. So it's pretty much clay. It's actually pretty good. I've been wood chipping. I forgot to mention wood chip is king. That's what's going to make your soil. It's going to make it come to life. It's going to bring just tons of life to it. Bacteria, mycorrhiza, everything. So wood chips is really, really good. But you can see it's clay. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, because these sink, I've noticed over the years, I've had trees where they sink. This is a good sign right here. Look at the grub right here. That means that your soil has life. If you see this, this is not a bad thing. This is a good thing. You see this in worms, you should be happy. So we're going to go ahead and come over here. We're going to go ahead and put in one of these baskets. So I'm going to put the little pokey side where I bend it in and cut it this way. And I'm going to push down with my foot. And you're going to see that there's a kind of like a lip, right? Kind of overhanging a little bit. Like you see right here, it's about almost 8 inches high. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, if you come over here on this side. So this is some leftover gardening soil that I have. It has perlite, sand, and peat moss. Again, sand, perlite, and peat moss. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the native soil into here, right? So you can see me right now. We're going to go ahead and put in the native soil. So you can watch me. We'll put this in. So the reason you want to put native soil and you don't want to put anything else is because your plant is going to get used to is going to get used to that soil. So you want to train it when it wakes up to grow into the native soil and not want to just stay in the other soil. So I'm going to use, so I filled it all the way up. This is a rock right here just on the side. And go ahead and put our tree in. See it right here. And we're actually going to want this guy to be a little higher than lower. Then kind of settle in a little bit, push it in. The roots a little bit, kind of spread them. What we're going to do, we're going to go in here, and the longer roots, we're going to kind of poke them through the holes. Just take your time. You see this one here? And we're going to be very gentle. We're just going to spread the roots as much as possible through. And also, too, this is one of the benefits about putting this gopher hole is that your tree is actually not going to grow too big. You're not going to have a massive tree. This is going to kind of make it a dwarf, kind of force it. So this persimmon is actually on root, it's on standard rootstock, but with our pruning and with this little gopher cage here that we have, it's going to stay short. I mean, you decide how tall you want it to get. So we're going to go ahead and continue here. Okay, so we have it situated. Most of these roots have been kind of fixed. So we have them a little bit over. And again, do not want to ever plant your tree below, so right below the graph line. So right here. So here's a graph. This is your graph line. This is the standard. So you're going to want to put, you don't want your soil any higher than this. So we're going to kind of put this tree a little higher. We're going to add some soil here. We're just going to put it, and again, we're just using native soil. We're going to use some peat moss sand, but we're going to use it as like a kind of like a fertilizer on top. Get a shovel, make it a little faster. So now we're going to go ahead and fix it a little bit. Kind of press it in with your hands, kind of massage dirt in. And again, we're working on the coffee cake. Okay. And then you want to make it as straight as possible. This is very important. Make sure that you keep it straight. It's extremely hard to make a tree up to go straight once it's been in the ground for some time. Okay, so you'll see we have some roots sticking out here, and we planted a little higher than normal. We're going to go ahead and add the leftover gardening soil that we had in that bucket. Right over here, you want to zoom in. And again, this is perlite, sand, and peat moss. We're going to use it as a mulch. Let's put a couple of this in here and there. You never ever want to put this on the bottom. If you do that, your tree's not going to want to go anywhere. So basically what we're doing is this peat moss is going to hold the moisture in and prevent the tree from kind of drying out. There we go. There we go. That's here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spread this. Okay. You see some dead roots in here. This is from, I used those for gardening. So I have like veggie and stuff. So this is just leftover soil. So it's been sitting for about a year. You'll see, so here is a graph point. And here's where roots are. So we're never going to put this too deep. And you'll see the elevation of it. We're actually planting about 5 feet. So if you scroll down, so it's about 5 inches, I'm sorry. It's about 5 inches on a slope. So the next step is we're going to put mulch all over this, and then we're going to put a drip system. So hang in there. Let me go get some of that mulch. Any of these wood chips to touch the bark. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that they're not touching the bark. So you can stake this. I don't recommend that you stake the tree. If you stake the tree, it's going to take longer for it to take. It's recommended you don't stake it. Right now, this tree's in here. It's pretty windy. It's pretty good. You'll see that this tree is a long stake. So if you get something like this, this is actually really good. If you come on in, you'll see right here these little 1, 2, 3. Each of these is going to become a branch. So we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to cut it. I like to cut them around 18 inches. So 18 inches right here. So I'm going to go a little higher. Let's go ahead and cut this one. Let's go ahead and cut this one right here. We're going to cut it around 21. We'll clean our pruners, make sure we always clean them. We don't want to transfer any diseases. So again, we're going to go to 21. Right here. So this node right here, these are called nodes. So this node, we're going to go ahead and cut it at a 45. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for joining us. So we went ahead and water these guys for about 15 minutes. You want to get all the air pockets out, all the air bubbles. It's good. So here is the Coffee Cake Persimmon from Dave Wilson. We put a drip system. We watered it about 15 minutes. We ended up straightening it out with 2 posts. It's about 18 to 21 inches tall, and I showed you guys what's going to look like when it's done.